Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine and I hope you're all safe. Another stream in the matter of 2 days. So let's get started, guys. And I welcome you all, Matea, Sarfroz, Michael, Yash, Soman, Johan. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And I hope we can make your time worthwhile today. I know it's a very tricky time of the season, and before I get started and I answer your questions, I'd just like to tell you the transfer that I've made. So I've just taken out to DCL, Dominic Albert-Lewin, and I've replaced him with Watkins. So that is the only transfer that I made. I saved one free transfer for Gameweek 25, in which I'm probably going to try and, move towards Gameweek 26 and bring in some players that I am interested in for Gameweek 26. But for this game week, I brought in Watkins. Someone says, who do we have here? It's the Wizard. Welcome, someone. Johan says, play Antonio or Sofal or play both and bench Bamford. Michael says, play Shaw or Antonio. Well, in my opinion, if you're not playing any other, West Ham United player, I think playing Antonio is a good idea. I mean, you could even think about playing Shaw, but if I was you, I'd prefer the attacker over the defender always. Johan says play Antonio or Sofal or play both and bench Bamford. Now I'd play Antonio and Bamford. I'd bench Sofal out of this. You can see my bench. I have a very strong bench again this game week. The problem with as I talked about yesterday, guys, this is a problem that when we use our bench boost, we'll always have money on the bench, and that is the reason why I always keep telling you to just get your bench boost out of the way and then just put your money into the playing 11. So this is a headache again for me, and but I prefer playing Antonio over Soucek and over Sofal. Just for anybody who would like to know, I'd definitely prefer Antonio over Soucek and Sofal. If they punish me, they do. Weigard says, everything else equal, who would you rather have in your team foreseeable future, Foden or Stones? The problem with Foden is, my friend, I'm just not sure about his playing time. Otherwise I'd like the idea of Phil Foden, definitely do, but the thing is, he's such a good player. He returns every time he plays. The problem is, I'm just not sure why Pep doesn't start him more often. So I definitely have John Stones over Phil Foden. The rest, it depends upon the structure of your team, my friend. Geeta says DCL will come in for City game only and Antonio and Sheffield United. Who to choose between them? I'd choose Antonio, Geeta, definitely, yeah. I think Antonio has a better chance against Sheffield. Although Sheffield is a good team, don't get me wrong. Still feel that, DCL against City and Antonio against Sheffield, I'd prefer Antonio. Triple Captain Gundogan, says Adrian. Well, if you want to, my friend, I mean, it's a double game week. The problem is not sure about the game time. Otherwise, I think a decent option. Yash says really confused between Soucek, Sofal, Reece James. Which to start out of these? See, again, guys, this is going to be a confusion, right? Because we all have strong benches because we just used bench boost. But if I was you, I'd possibly think about Soucek or Reece James, BC says Justin and Barnes out for Rafinha and Dallas next week. Yeah, why not? I think that's a good move. They have a double game week. The problem is they don't have a double game week in 26. They have a double game week in 25. So if you bring them in for 25, you might want to get them out for 26 and get somebody else in, depending upon the strategy. Matea says, if you had both Sterling and Gundogan, who would you give the armband to and why? If I had Sterling and Gundogan, I'd prefer going with Sterling. Because I feel that Sterling has more explosive potential than Gundogan. Second, I'm not sure that Gundogan is gonna be on penalties anymore after he missed that one, so that is also a concern that I have. Second, I think Sterling is more differential. Gundogan is owned by more people and Sterling is owned by less people, so I think there's a differential potential, but equally an explosive potential with Sterling. So if I had both of them, I'd probably go with Sterling. If you wanted to play safe, you should go with Gundogan because a lot of people are going to be captaining Gundogan, so if that's a safe strategy, if you want to go a bit explosive, a bit differential, then I would go Sterling. Personally, given the choice, I would go Sterling. Alright. Someone says Watkins in means you fancy Watkins over Grealish in double game week 26. The problem, Someone, is, if I get Grealish, then, basically, I like both Watkins and Grealish for my team, right? The thing is, if I get both Grealish and Watkins, I mean, I'll have 3 strikers and I'll have 5 midfielders, and every week I'll have a benching headache. I have to bench one of them. So For now, I just got Watkins because I think I'm going to take Antonio out in the coming weeks because the fixtures become difficult and he doesn't even have a double game week in 26. So I might keep Watkins and I might replace Antonio with Harry Kane and you know. So the problem with having 5 good midfielders and 3 strikers is that you're always going to have having to bench one of them. Salah out, Sterling in for a -4. Well, if you want to, yes. I think if you want to captain Sterling, then why not, my friend? Danforth says, should I start Dallas, Rafinha, or Sofal? If I was you, my friend, I'd think Rafinha or Sofal. Jose says, should I get Pope in for Mendy? If you want to, I mean, Mendy has a good fixture as well. They play Newcastle. Newcastle is without Wilson. So I can see Mendy keeping a clean sheet. If you see Pope keeping 2 clean sheets, then yes. Otherwise, not. Chopin says -4 to bring Lowton and Shaw. Shaw is for the long term. Yeah, it depends on who you are bringing them in for. BZ says bench boost 26. Well, the thing is, I discussed in really, detail about when you should play your bench boost. Like I did a live stream yesterday night, and I discussed a lot of things about when to bench boost, why to use your bench boost before you use your wildcard, and all these things. So guys, after this stream is over, you're welcome to go and listen to that, because I discussed in a lot of detail about how you should form your chip strategy. But yeah, in my opinion, you should, if you have your wildcard and bench boost, in my opinion, you should bench boost first and then use your wildcard. Danforth says, should I start Dallas, Rafinha, or Sofal? If I was you, I'd think about Rafinha or Sofal, my friend. I see more explosive potential there. Pope for McCarthy makes sense. Well, if you get Pope for McCarthy this time around, next game week Southampton have a double game week, then you might, want to reverse that. But if you don't want to have McCarthy for the double game week, then yes, you can. Pope has 2 really good fixtures, so why not? Desmond says, hey, was looking at Manchester City defense. Should I play Son? I have 2 City defenders too. Yeah, well, you see, I had the same dilemma, Desmond. The thing is, what is the point of having a player like Son on the bench and playing Soucek? It just doesn't make sense to me. If Soucek had a double game week, then still I would consider him. But a single game week player in favor of Son, Son just needs one chance. He's such an elite finisher, and if he doesn't score against City, he doesn't score. But putting him on the bench, I think we're taking a bit of a risk with Harry Kane back, and City might offer a chance or two to Son, and even if he doesn't score, I still feel that having him on the bench is more risky than having him in the team. Matthias says, I'm worried about him being benched in one of the games. Aguero, Jesus, Mahrez, Foden, Torres, Silva, Sterling, all in contention for 3 places. Well, you see, with City, Matthias, there's always going to be this problem, but more than Sterling, Foden, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, these are the guys who are likely to be rotated. But you can never say with City and Pep Guardiola, this is true, and But if I was you, I'd still I give you 2 options. I said if you want to go with the safe pick, you go with Gundogan. If you want to go a bit explosive, and a bit differential, then Sterling. Lewis says, if I take DCL out, should I bring in Bamford or Watkins? To be honest with you, out of these 2, I prefer Bamford, and the only thing that Bamford doesn't have is that he doesn't have a double game week in 26, but he has a double game week in 25. So, which one would I bring in? I would bring in Bamford instead of Watkins. Pratik says, does Manchester City clean sheet looks more likely or attacking returns? I think both look likely. I think City will keep 1 clean sheet. I think City have a chance to keep 1 clean sheet at least. Attacking returns, I think City are, a little bit. I think City are a little bit regressing in terms of kind of they'll score a goal, then they'll sit and then they'll play on the counter attack. I know they scored 4 against Liverpool, but to be honest with you, I don't see City like absolutely destroying teams like 5, 6, 7-0. I see City more like 2-0, 3-0 kind of a team right now. So I think both are likely. Opponent says bringing Lowton for Rudiger and Shaw for Sofal. Then I have to bench either Grealish or Madison. Any advice? Well, then I would just not bring 2 of them. I'd just bring 1 and and play Grealish and Madison both. But to be honest with you, if I had to bench 1 out of Grealish and Madison, it would be Madison, because I think Leicester City they kind of have a difficult fixture. Grealish has a game against Brighton, who played 120 minutes as well. So, you know, I think Brighton did play 120 minutes, didn't they? Yeah, in the FA Cup. Asset says, hello Wiz, how are you and who is your transfer? Well, my transfer is DCL to Watkins, my friend. Alright, moving on, guys. Soman says, Justin to Van Bissaka or Shaw, which makes sense more keeping double game weekend. Well, the thing is, with Shaw, I think Shaw is one of the most attacking defenders in the league this season, and if I had the option, I would choose Shaw over Aaron Van Bissaka. Definitely would. What are your expectations about Salah this game week? Well, the thing about Salah is, I would like to talk about Salah a bit, by the way. The thing is, Salah is going to be playing against Fuchs, or he's going to be playing against Thomas. Maybe Castan. I'm not sure who is going to be playing on the left-hand side, but Castan is not fit, right? So basically Thomas or Fuchs. And remember, like, Salah is the kind of a player who can give a hard time to a person who's slow, a left back who's slow. Thomas is relatively young and inexperienced, and Fuchs is slow. So irrespective of who plays in the left back position, because Justin is injured and Castan is not back yet. So I feel Salah can exploit this space, and that is the reason I didn't sell Salah and I kept him, because I feel that Trent Alexander-Arnold is back in good form. Salah is attacking, and I feel that Salah can do some damage in this game week. That is just my logic, basically. Yes says, Wiz, why didn't you bring in Richarlison? He had a double game week. Well, that's an interesting one, my friend. I just didn't, because they have games against Fulham and City, and I don't see City conceding too many. With Fulham as well, they just don't concede too many as well, like Fulham might concede some. I just don't like the look of Richarlison, to be honest with you. If I do want an Everton striker later on in the season, I would like to bring in somebody like DCL again. The thing is, why I didn't bring in Richarlison, because I'm planning to bring in Harry Kane in place of Antonio, right? And if I had invested money in Richarlison, then I would have even less budget to bring in Harry Kane, and I'll have to arrange the funds. So right now I've got like 3 point something million in the bank, so it'll be easier for me to bring in Harry Kane, other than if I had bought in Richarlison, it would have been difficult. And since I plan to kind of triple captain Harry Kane in 26, my priority is bringing in Kane. Ricardo Pereira and Castan will start. No, Castan will not start, my friend. Castan is still not fit, Guys, our friend Matea in the chat, he has Sterling and Gundogan, and he's confused about who to captain. So please do give him your advice and opinions. He will really value them. Thank you so much. By the way, we've got 56 people watching, and I thank you all for it. Please, guys, like this stream, and if you haven't subscribed, do hit subscribe. Hassan says, Marty, Son, Dallas, Cavani, bench boost. Yeah, Martinez, Son, Dallas, Cavani. Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good bench boost, my friend. Why not? Profilit says, who to bench? Shaw, Cresswell. If I was you, I'd bench. Basically, I think about benching Cresswell. I'd play Shaw. Ricardo Pereira and Castan, I already answered that. Angad says, in Gameweek 29, why is there 3 games? There are not 3 games, actually. There is a big possibility that there are going to be 4 games. But in Gameweek 29, it's because it's a blank game week. It's the FA Cup weekend, in which a lot of teams are playing in the FA Cup, 6th round, right? So that's the reason that many teams are blanking in 29. So, but there's another fixture, Aston Villa versus Tottenham, which is supposed to be, adjusted in 29. So there's basically going to be 4 fixtures, not 3, hopefully. Joseph says Grealish, Watkins, and Bamford bench 1. Watkins, I'd bench Watkins over the other 2. Ruari says bench Rafinha or Barnes. I think they're both in good form right at the moment. I think Rafinha is in slightly better form, but Arsenal are basically stingy at the moment, and Liverpool are conceding goals. I mean, it's a bit touch and go. If you have Bamford, I'd prefer that you start Barnes over Rafinha, at least divide the risk a bit. Adam says, why me instead of Lowton? Well, I got in me because of the threat on set pieces, and Crystal Palace have been conceding so many goals to corners, set pieces, free kicks. So that is the reason I went for me instead of Loughton. Loughton has less attacking threat as compared to Ben Mee, but you never know what happens in the game. But I just wanted to have a defender who gets more bonus points as well and has the chance to score a goal from a header. Bench Barnes, says Caleb. Amit says Kane available for this game week. Yeah, Kane is available. He played against Everton in the FA Cup, so Kane is available definitely, and he's going to play against City. Is he going to score? That God knows, but he's available. Yeah. Adrian says, "What is the news on Antonio injury?" David Moyes said he is touch and go, but he thinks that he'll be good to go. It was more fatigue than an injury. Bamford, Antonio, or Richarlison, who to bench? I wouldn't bench any of them. I mean, if I had to bench one, I'd possibly bench, Bamford or Antonio. I'd play Richarlison definitely. Razif says one to bench Watkin, Anguissa or Sofal. I'd say bench Anguissa possibly, because he's not playing all the games for Fulham. He's been in and out of the team for the past 2 games. The only thing, he has a double game week. I know why you want to play him. He's gonna get 4 points, maybe some more. You could bench Sofal or Anguissa. I'd still play Watkins ahead of them. Sterling captain, yes. Bjorn, why not? Bjorn. Light says, would you prefer 2 City attackers and 1 defender this week, or 2 City? I'd prefer 2 City attackers and 1 defender. And I almost went for them. What I was trying to do is I was trying to get out Stones and bring in Shaw, and then I was thinking to take out Son and bring in Son and bring in Sterling, but that would actually alter the structure of my team, which I want for my for Gameweek 26 as well. So I didn't want to do too many transfers just for 1 week and then having to resort to a wildcard to bail me out. So that is the reason I didn't go for it. But I prefer having 2 attackers over 2 defenders. Diaz to me to fund Johnston to Ederson. I don't think so, my friend. I mean, why would you? Why not just bring in Nick Pope? If you want to sell Johnston, just bring in Nick Pope in place of Johnston, if that's possible. Otherwise, you can bring in Loughton for some other defender. I mean, why would you sell Diaz? I mean, he's fit, he was training, and he's gonna play a double game week. I don't see the logic there, to be honest with you. To waste 2 transfers, bro. Nathan says Salah to Sterling for a 4-point hit. I mean, Nathan, if you want to captain Sterling, then yes. If not, then it's a touch and go, basically. Because Salah also has a double game week at 26. So basically, you might want Salah back, because in 27 as well he has a game against Fulham. So it's a bit touch and go. If you want to captain Sterling, then yes. If not, then no. In my opinion, Sofal or Soucek, who to bench, says Nasiri. I would bench Sofal in favor of Soucek, to be honest with you. Soucek, I think, at least I always prefer the attacker over the defender, and I feel Sheffield United are coming back in good form and they have a chance to score, to be honest with you, and that's what I think about Sheffield. I think they're improving slightly, and they do have a chance to score. All right, lots of comments. Caleb says, Wiz, I'm playing 5-4-1, help me. Rudiger, Stones, Sofal, Cancelo, Salah, Rafinha, Gundogan, Bruno, Antonio. That is perfectly fine, my friend. I think I don't see anything wrong with that team. I think that's a pretty strong team, to be honest with you. Go ahead, bro. Salah says, hello, bro. So long since I've seen one of your videos. I have been very busy. You're welcome, my friend, and I'd like to see you more on the streams. Matthias says, thanks a lot, I don't mind. The problem is, should I attack my mini league's opponents or play safe with Raz and use Gundo as my mini league differential? Gundo is not really a differential, my friend. I think many people are going to bring him in this game week. Do I start Calvert-Lewin or Target? I think I'd start Target over Calvert-Lewin, because Calvert-Lewin is not going to be playing the game against Fulham. He's only going to be playing the game against City. Do I expect him to score against City? I mean, he can. I mean, it's football. Anything can happen. But realistically, Target is a good option. I mean, Brighton did play a lot of minutes in the FA Cup. So, I think Aston Villa and Aston Villa would want to get one back, because last time Brighton played Aston Villa, they actually beat them. So, in my opinion, I think I think I'd start Target. Shivam says Martinez, Cancelo, Stones, Shaw, Dean. I like that defense a lot. And Grealish, Rashford, Bruno, Salah. I like that as well. Gundogan, Captain, Bamford, bench, Ryan, Cresswell, DCL. Yeah, I think that's a fantastic team, Shivam. And I see lots of points for you this game week. Amrit says best mid-range mid. I already have Grealish, Gundogan. I mean, other than that, I'd say James Ward-Prowse is a good option. I mean, Stuart Armstrong as well from Southampton, I think is a good option. Rafinha from Leeds is very good, you know, and Socek, of course, if you don't have him. Odin for captain. As such, you see, I can't say with any fair amount of certainty whether the Foden is going to play or not. That is the reason I'm not able to, I think you should captain. If you have Sterling or Gundogan, I think there are better options. Because Foden, I just think on and off in the team. I'm not sure whether he's going to start or not. FPL Jug says, hi Wiz, hey Jug, welcome my friend. Faz says, players to keep in mind for blank Gameweek 29. Faz, if you have time after this stream, I would love for you to go and check out my my stream that I did yesterday. I honestly feel it's going to help you guys a lot, in which I discuss all these things in detail. But in short, I would just like to tell you that you can, what you can do is, you can get 3 Aston Villa players, 3 Spurs players, and 3 Leeds players, and that'll give you 9 players for the blank game week, and 1 other player, and you'll be fine. So that's the kind of strategy I'm thinking about. Charlie says, Gaeta, Sofal, Stones, Lowton, Salah, Son, Fernandes, Gundogan, Bamford, Antonio, DCL, Socek, Justin. 2 free transfers, 3.1 million in the bank. What shall I do? Oof. Reviewing a team in the deadline stream is a bit hard, my friend, because, if you ask me more pointed questions, I'd say that would be better. You don't have, I mean, you could sell DCL for somebody, or did you have Gaeta, right? I mean, you could get Pope in place of Gaeta, to be honest with you. Or you could get in another City player, because you have just got 2 City players, right? So maybe 1 City player, a defender or an attacker. But, reviewing a team is hard, my friend. Buckshot says, hello Wiz, hello everybody, I made it today. Well, welcome Buckshot, I'd love to see you here, bro. Ali says, hello my friend, I have DCL, should I swap him for Bamford? My other attackers are Antonio and Ings. Yeah, definitely, I think you should swap him for Bamford. Bamford has got a double game week coming up in Game Week 25, and I think it'll give you a good advantage, as Bamford is so highly owned, bro. Yeah. Someone says, what are your plans with Socek in your team? Well, I would like to sell him, Socek, but the thing is, if I sell him for somebody like Grealish, then I'll have a problem, because I'll have 3 strikers and I'll have 5 midfielders who I all want to play, and I'll have to bench one of them every week, and this is going to be a big problem for my team, because every game week having a benching headache is not good. So I'm gonna think properly. I'm gonna make my plans for 26. I want as minimum budget on my bench as possible. So the thing is, there's so many midfielders that we want in the game right now, and not enough places. Buckshot says, Wiz, my front 3 at present, I can pick only 2, Bamford, Antonio and Watkins. What do you think? Well, if I was to pick only 2 out of them, my friend, I would, to be honest with you, I think they're all good options. I know Bamford is playing against Arsenal. I still feel he's a good option against Arsenal, Bamford. If I was to pick 2, I'd possibly pick Bamford and Antonio still, It's a bit tough, my friend, but I hope you have some other options. Alrighty, Aditya says Chilwell or Rudiger or Kyle Walker-Peters, whom to start. I think I'd start Rudiger, because I'm not sure about Chilwell, because Alonso was taken off at halftime in the FA Cup. I'm not sure what that means for Chilwell, whether Chilwell is going to start or not. I think Rudiger is more safe, and since they play Newcastle, who's without Callum Wilson, I feel that they have a chance to keep a clean sheet. It's a boring kind of a move, because Rudiger is a central defender, but I feel he can pay off, What are your transfers this week? I took out DCL for Watkins, bro. Charlie says, thanks anyways. Yeah, my friend, it's a bit hard, because I have so many questions, and when I start reviewing one team, it takes a lot of time away from the other questions, and but I do a lot of streams before my deadline stream, so you're most welcome to come and ask your questions, bro. And Harvey says thoughts best striker to bring in on a wild card. I've got Cavani. Cavani is good. I mean, he's fine. The problem is I'm not sure about his game time. I could have brought him in, in place of DCL as well. I thought about it too, but not sure about his playing time. To be honest with you, I'd love to have Harry Kane for the upcoming, weeks. I think Harry Kane is really, really good. From 26 onwards, I think DCL would be fine as well. So, yeah. Gasper says Pope for captain. That's totally on you, my friend. I just don't like captaining defenders or goalkeepers, but if you're feeling it, definitely go for it, bro. Sid says Pope and Johnston out, Diaz and Robo out. I mean, yeah, you can bring in Pope for Johnston, but if you want to bring in Diaz, why not bring in Cancelo? I prefer Cancelo over Diaz. Hey Wiz, would you start Robo or Son? That's a tough one, bro. Honestly, because I don't see Liverpool keeping a clean sheet against Leicester. I feel Liverpool are going to concede. Is Robertson going to get any attacking returns? Possibly. This is a bit touch and go. If I was you, I'd still possibly prefer Son over Robertson. But it's tough, my friend. Again, this is a very tough question. Your take on Chelsea assets? Yeah, I think Rudiger at the moment. Mason Mount I like a lot at the moment, and Rudiger as well. Jorginho I don't think is going to get penalties every game, so I don't prefer him that much, but I like Rudiger and I like Mason Mount. Yeah. Sid says, when are you thinking to activate your second wildcard? I'm thinking to use it in game week 30 after the blank game week, and so that I can set my team properly and go ahead from there. Aditya says, hi Wiz, Chilwell or Rudiger? I already answered that. Adam says, play Chilwell or Sofa? Love you, Wiz. Sorry, typo. No issues, my friend. If I was you, my friend, I'd possibly start Sofa. The reason is I'm not sure about Chilwell, what happens if Chilwell comes in for the last 30 minutes, for the last 60 minutes? You lose. You just don't gain too much with playing Chilwell. And since they're playing against Newcastle, I mean, they're not exactly the kind of team that are going to, press up. And since they're without Wilson, I think Newcastle are going to be playing a deep defensive block, possibly. And, it depends on whether you feel Chilwell is going to start or not. That depends on that. Josh says, Wiz, big help. Gonna bench boost this game week. I have Forster, Watkins, Bednarek, and Justin. I'm gonna ignore and I'm putting out Justin for me. And which double game week defender I bring in for Bednarek? Well, I think Ben Mee is good. If you want, you can double up on them. You can bring in Lowton, if you want a bench boost. You can bring in Dean if you have the cash. I think Luca Dean is also a good option for this game week. Other than that, obviously the City defenders, but you already must have them, right? Another says, hi Wiz, is Diaz playing this week or shall I replace him with Cancelo along with Stones? In my opinion, from the training and the news on Twitter, I can tell you that Diaz trained yesterday. He's fine. I think he's going to start. I'm not sure. Can't say whether he's going to be playing both the games, but I think he can. So that's my take on Diaz. Christian says, why did you take DCL out? Well, Christian, the thing is, I brought in DCL, for this double game week especially, and the plan was always to replace him with Harry Kane, because the thing is, he's 7.6 million, and my team value is not so good that I can afford both Harry Kane and DCL, and then I can have Salah, Fernandes, and so on in the midfield. So there was always a trade-off, and since he got injured before the game against Fulham, I thought there's no point in keeping him, and with the blank game week 29 and the double game week 26 in mind, I wanted to have Watkins in my team, so that's why. Hi Wiz, is your team locked? Yeah, my team is locked, bro. No more transfers. Ajay says, hey mate. Hey Ajay, welcome. How long do you think DCL will be out for? DCL is out for just one game. He's gonna be back against City. Ings versus Wolves, how would you rate that transfer? I mean, I thought about making that transfer myself, and I thought about it a little bit, but when I saw the fixtures of Southampton, they just don't look the best. I mean, they play against Chelsea and Leeds in the next game week. Yeah, Leeds game could be good for Ings. But after that, even in the double game week, they have one easy game and one tough game. So just and I'm just not sure whether Ings is going to be able to just play through all the games. He's coming back from injury, and he has this history of getting injured. So I was a bit concerned about that. But on paper, Ings versus Wolves, it looks fine. Fine. I mean, he can score one goal in my opinion. Yeah. Sid says I own Cancelo, need to sell Robo to Diaz so that I can fund Kane next week for DCL. Yeah, then do it, my friend. I think Robertson doesn't have the best fixtures at the moment. I mean, he can come good, but at the moment I prefer Trent Alexander-Arnold over Robertson the way they are playing. So yeah, if you want to sell him for Diaz, even for Stones, you can do that. Usman says, will there be any more chips added? No, there will not be any more chips added, bro. Bipin says, shall I keep or sell Justin? Sell Justin, bro. He's unfortunately Justin has suffered an ACL injury and he's not gonna be back this season. So unfortunate for the young kid, but sell him, bro. Which teams to triple up on blank Gameweek 29? Triple up Aston Villa, Spurs, and Leeds, in my opinion. Hi, was your thoughts on Kabak? Yeah, Ozan Kabak, I want to see him play in the Premier League. You know, it's very hard for me to kind of say how he's gonna be just by watching him in a foreign league. You know, I mean, I've seen his videos on YouTube and he looks good. But then, you know, Pepe looked good as well, and so many other players which are coming from other leagues, they look so good. But we have to see. I mean, Thiago, for example, he looked absolutely amazing, but he hasn't been able to adapt to the pace of the Premier League as we expected. So, you know, let's wait and watch. Who do I play, Bamford or Cresswell? If I was you, and that's a difficult one, basically, because Bamford plays against Arsenal, right? Honestly, I always say that we prefer the striker over the defender. But, I mean, you know, do you see West Ham United keep a clean sheet against Sheffield United? If you do, then I would possibly think about Cresswell a bit. You know? Yeah. Beyond says, who would you bench? Robo, Bamford, Antonio? I'd play Antonio. I'd bench... honestly, I feel I'd play Bamford and Antonio, or Robertson and Antonio. Souček is suspended. No, Souček is not suspended. His red card was rescinded, so he's in line to start, bro. Success says got 2 transfers, got 4 double game week players in Cancelo, Diaz, Gundogan, me. Which asset to get in for Justin? I mean, if you want, you can go for somebody like Lowton, right? And you can even think about going for somebody like Shaw. I feel that they're good options. Eze or Grealish? I feel that Grealish is much better asset than any other budget midfielders, to be honest with you. Crystal Palace without Zaha, Eze is not going to be the same as there with Zaha. Captain Tarkovsky or Pope, says Sukraj. I can't say, bro. I don't recommend captaining a defender or a goalkeeper, so you're gonna have to make that decision yourself. But if I was you, I would think about captaining Tarkovsky over Pope. You know, if I had just those 2 options, gun to my head. Eamon says if Taylor is back, does Peters lose his place? I think so, yes, but Taylor is not back yet. So for this double game week, I feel Peters is going to be fine. But yes, when Charlie Taylor does come back, I feel Peters is going to drop out. Because I think Sean Dyche prefers Charlie Taylor. Tom says it's Matt Target or Bamford where to start. I mean, I'd start Bamford, definitely. I mean, you know, Brighton are... kind of sneakily, they're playing really good football. I know they played a lot of minutes in the FA Cup, so Target might be a good option. But I feel Bamford against Arsenal is better. Start Chilwell or Saka? I mean, I would start Saka over Chilwell because Leeds concede a lot of chances and Saka is in good form. So you know, if you have Saka, I'd start him. Salmon says, what do you think if I take 3 City defenders? If so, who should I pick? 3 City defenders? I think it's pretty fairly obvious in Cancelo, Stones and Diaz, because on the left back, we're just not sure who's going to play, whether Zinchenko is going to play or whether Kyle Walker comes in right back and then Cancelo drops on left back. So I think if you want to take 3, it's going to has to be Stones, Diaz and Cancelo. Son to Sterling and Robo to Shaw, Stones. Yeah, I like that move, Jackson, especially for this game week, yes. Adam says, which team do you support with? I support Arsenal, my friend. Mr. Job says, Rafinha or Son, who should I play? I'd play, if you have Bamford and, you know, if you want to divide the risk a bit, I'd say I'd start Son. It depends on what your team looks like, bro. So we've got 48 people watching at the minute, guys. Please like the stream and support the channel. If you would like to support the channel a bit more, guys, go to the join button and click on that and you can become a member of the FPL Wizard, in which you can support the channel a bit more, and you get this beautiful badge right next to your name, which helps me answer your questions, and your comments stand out a bit. Refusion says, why don't you play Souček? Well, Refusion, the thing is, who should I bench? I've said it again and again. I mean, when you play bench boost, you have a strong bench. You can ask the same question about Sofal. I mean, Sofal has a decent fixture against Sheffield United. Why don't I play Sofal? But I have a good 15 players. I mean, not 15. I'd say Johnston is not good, but 14. I have good 14 players. I have to bench 3 of them eventually, right? So this is the problem with having a good bench. Rashford to Gundogan against West Bromwich Albion. Uh, I wouldn't do it, my friend. I mean, I know having Gundogan is important, but why for Rashford? Why not for somebody else? If I was you, I would keep Rashford, bro. He plays against West Bromwich Albion, and they are, conceding goals for fun. I swapped Salah for Sterling. Was that a bad move? No, it was not a bad move. They have a double game week, so why not? I think that's a good move. Yeah, Wan-Bissaka or Shaw. The thing about Wan-Bissaka is I think Wan-Bissaka is more nailed on than Shaw. He's more fit than Shaw. I mean, Shaw has the chance to have an odd injury or a niggle. Wan-Bissaka is more like a machine, Who is more attacking? I think Shaw is more attacking than Wan-Bissaka. Who do I prefer? I prefer Shaw, provided he stays fit. Captain Gundogan or Sterling? Again, Steve, the question should be whether you want to what is your overall rank? Where do you stand? Where do you stand in the rankings? Do you want to attack the game week or do you want to defend the game week? And that's how the decision should be made. Ajay says Wan-Bissaka or Antonio. Ajay, to be honest with you, that's a very tough one, bro. Against Sheffield United, Antonio can score at most how much? 1 goal? Because Sheffield United is tightening up in the defense and they're becoming better, Who do I prefer? Who would I play if I had both of them? Still possibly say Antonio, but if you tell me your full team, I'll give you better advice, bro. Just write your full team. Usman says I'd go for Bissaka. Yeah, it's a bit difficult without what, if I know your entire team, then I'll be better placed to comment. Paz says start Rudiger or DCL. Rudiger doesn't pose much attacking threat. I'd still start Rudiger, my friend. I mean, do you think DCL poses much of an attacking threat against Manchester City? I don't think so. I mean, strikers are always better for attacking. Of course, they are. But I see Chelsea keep a clean sheet against Newcastle. Aditya says thoughts on DCL to Cavani and then Kane for double game week. I like that a lot. Melia or McCarthy? I'd say McCarthy. I think Arsenal can score against Leeds, especially at home. Leeds are not the best defensive team at the moment, Sid says, my friend, I need help. Should I play DCL hoping he'll play at least 1 game or Souček? The thing is, DCL, I know he's going to play 1 game because Ancelotti said so. He said he's going to be back on Wednesday and he's going to miss the game against Fulham. But, DCL versus Manchester City or Souček versus Sheffield United, I'd say Souček versus United. Grealish or Souček, says Hank. I'd say Grealish, my friend. Tony says, I think Rashford played 120. Yeah, that is a concern, but that is a concern for everybody. I mean, Son played 120, didn't he? I mean, Son played 120. Many of the Spurs players, many of the Everton players played 120 as well. So, this is the thing with the FA Cup. I just want to get past through FPL Cup. Steve, if you want to do that, I'd say Gundogan captain is better because I think most people are going to be going this route. Triple captain Gundogan. I mean, yes, it is. You can do that. You can go there if you want to. And he has a double game week. Is he on penalties anymore? I'm not sure. But he's still, irrespective of that, I think he's a good captaincy option. Is -4 for Lowton and Shaw worth it? Yes, Chopner. Yeah, I already answered you in detail. I think you missed the answer, bro. But I think that's fine. But the players you are getting out, I don't like that. Usman says you missed my question. Usman, can you just copy and paste it, my friend? It's hard for me to go back and read it. Thoughts on Foden? Too much of a punt. Yeah, the thing, Pedro, is with Foden is that I'm not sure he's going to start both the games. Suleiman says, I have Captain Ederson. Pray for me. Well, good luck, my friend. And I don't think it's a bad option. If Ederson is on penalties, like Pep said, he could be. It's gonna be amazing, Another says I need advice. My team's bank 7.6 million. Yeah, you've got Gundogan, Fernandes, Son, Souček, Salah. Profile DS. Yeah, I like the team. I mean, you've got lots of money in the bank though. I'd say I don't know how you got that much money in the bank, bro. But I wouldn't change much in your team for this game week. I think your team looks fine, to be honest with you. For this game week, it's fine. I mean, you need a Burnley player if it's possible for you to get. Should I captain Pope or me? Says like, I mean, if I had those two options, I would possibly say Ben Me. You know, so yeah. Sojek or Son, you know my choice, bro. Look at my team and you'll know my choice. He says I have De Gea, Martinez, Stones, Cancelo, Sofal, Van Bissaka, me, Gundogan, Saka, Son, Salah, Bruno, Bamford, Antonio, DCL. So your choice is to play whether to play Van Bissaka or Antonio, right? If you're benching DCL, obviously you must be benching Saka. And yeah, you have to bench one. I mean, I think you can go with Van Bissaka because the upside is there with Van Bissaka in that I don't see West Bromwich Albion scoring a goal against United, but the policy that I always go with is to prefer the attacker over the defender. But in this case, if you're feeling it, yes, you can go with Van Bissaka, but it doesn't pose much of an attacking threat, that I can tell you. He did score a goal, but not always, Diaz nailed? Yeah, Diaz is nailed. If he's fit, he's nailed, my friend. Please tell me who should I bench between Grealish and Watkins. If I was you, I would bench Watkins and I would play Grealish. A good just-in replacement, says Matthew. It depends on what your transfer plan is. For this game week, I'd say get a Burnley defender in place of Justin. Long term, I'd say, Matt Target, Luke Shaw, or even or even a City defender if you don't have to. Nigel says, I sent you my team on Instagram, bro. I rarely ever use Instagram, bro. I don't even know how to operate it. I did make an account once, but I rarely open Instagram, bro. Can you just tell me here so that I can answer you? Osman says my team is Edison, me, Bissaka, Dawson, Foden, Gundogan, Salah, Watkins, Cavani. Who is good and who should I change? I mean, this is a decent enough team. I like Dawson, Foden. Yeah, I think that's a good team. I'd rate it 7.5 out of 10 for this game week. Yeah. Hi Wiz, who would you captain, Sterling over Gundogan? Yeah, Mark. The whole point about captaining Sterling over Gundogan is we don't know who's on penalties anymore because Sterling missed one. He was off them, and now Gundogan missed one. Is he going to be off them? We are not sure. I think if you want to go safe, if you have a good rank, you want to protect your rank, I think Gundogan is the better option. If you're going to go a bit explosive, a bit differential, and I feel that Gundogan has more chance to start both the games than Sterling does, because Sterling has to expend more energy the way he plays, and Gundogan, I feel that, he conserves his energy a bit better than Sterling. But it's a bit touch and go. I can't say with Pep. If I was you, if I had both of them, I'd captain Gundogan. Based on your strategy, whether you want to attack or defend. Aditya says, why not play Sojek instead of Antonio, who may not start? I think Antonio is going to start. Who do they have if Antonio doesn't start? And I think Moyes knows the importance of this game and he has to win, because after this they have difficult games, and I feel Antonio is going to start. And if he doesn't start, then he definitely won't play, so Sojek automatically comes in, bro. Hello Wiz, what do you think? West Ham will get a clean sheet? Honestly, I think it's a bit tough because I think Sheffield United are improving, and I think Sheffield United can score against West Ham United. I see it more like a 1-1, 2-1 kind of a game rather than 1-0. But it depends on which Sheffield United turn up. That is the reason I'm a little bit swayed away from playing Sofal. Otherwise, I had him in my team till yesterday, but I finally managed to, or thought about taking him out today. It's hard for me to predict Sheffield United at the moment. They're a bit difficult to judge as a team, but they're improving. Salam says, any changes in your lineup? Salam, I took out DCL and I brought in Watkins. That is the only change. Mark says, thank you so much, Wiz. You're welcome, Mark. Play Watkins or Ings? I'll play Ings over Watkins, definitely. So yeah, guys. Just remember, the thing is not which player you are bringing in for this game week. You have to remember long-term planning is the most important thing in FPL, and without long-term planning, you are not going to get anywhere, because it is all dependent on your strategy and what do you want to achieve, which ships do you have. If you have your free hit, then you should make a team in that manner, that you should kind of attack game week 28 and game week 30, and you use your free hit in game week 29. If you don't have it, then you plan your team in that way. The reason why I took out DCL for Watkins is that Watkins has a double game week in game week 26. He has a fixture in blank game week 29. He gives me a lot of advantages, and he's still just 6.4. So, for me, it was good. He might not be good for your team, but again, that's subjective, right? Excuse me, guys. Let me have a drink of water. Ikjot says start AWB or Son. I think AWB can be started over Son, because West Bromwich Albion are atrocious at the moment. So, if I was you, I'd be a little bit scared, to be honest with you, having these two players and having to bench one of them. Technically, you should be starting both, but if I had to choose one, I would very reluctantly say AWB, over Son. Should I pick Fulham, Anguissa, or a cheap double game week option? No, the thing with Anguissa is he's not been starting the last two games. I mean, he's played 7 minutes in one, and I think 45 minutes in the other one. So he's not as nailed on as he was for the last double game week. So be a little bit careful about that. I'm not sure why that is happening, but Anguissa is not as nailed on. That's the only problem that I see there. Replacement for Chilwell and Dyer. In place of Chilwell, you can. Oops, where's the message gone? I'll just read it. Replacement for Chilwell and Dyer. Well, I'm not sure if you would. Why do you want to replace Dyer? But you can go for Lowton. You can go for somebody like Ben Mee and Luke Shaw or Matt Target. But I'd say Luke Shaw and one Burnley defender. Looks like a good move to me. Yeah. Pretty much, I think the questions have dried up now. So, we can relax a bit. It's time to zen, guys. It's good that I'm able to answer all your questions. Can you look at my team, says Battleboy. Yeah, I can look at your team, sure. He says Pope, Bissaka, Stones, Cancelo, me. So you've got two city defenders. Salah, Gundogan, Salah. Right. Salah, Gundogan, Son, Soucek, or Rafinha. Well, in place of Soucek and Rafinha, I think if you have Bamford, I'd say start Soucek. Because you don't have Antonio. So yeah, I think you just divide the risk a bit. Justin says sorry for joining late, Wiz. No problems, bro. You're welcome. If you have any questions, just let me know. We're about to get free here. We don't have too many questions today. I was pretty fast in answering them. Acton says thank you, brother. Good luck. You're welcome, my friend. LA says Watkins or Ings. Ings, my friend. Captain pick, Justin. Again, it can be Bruno Fernandes. It can be Gundogan. If you have Sterling, it can be Sterling as well. I think they're pretty good options. Lex says, should I bench Holding or Son? Bench Holding, my friend. Play Son. Bipin says, Captain Bruno, your thoughts? Yeah, I think Bruno is a fantastic option this game week, especially with Pogba not playing now. I think Bruno is a fantastic option, and the only reason I'm going with Gundogan is because of the double game week. Otherwise, if it was a single game week, it would have been Bruno Fernandes. Choose one fullback for the long run. Out of who? Light rates. Give me some options and I'll give you my answer. Fez says Fabinho injured again. Kabak might start. Honestly, is Fabinho injured? I was reading the news today before coming to the chat. I heard Fabinho was fit again. Is there another update that I should be knowing? I don't know about. Honestly, I don't know about that. Sorry, I'm not able to confirm it, my friend. Bench boost active, says Joseph. Forster, me, Lowton, and Watkins. 0.6 in the bank. Any good options for a game week boost? Well, I don't understand. Game week boost, what do you mean? I think that's a fantastic team, to be honest with you. Two Burnley defenders. Pretty good. Pretty good. Justin says triple captain on Gundogan. The thing is, the thing with the triple captain, Justin, is that there's going to be a big double game week in 26 as well. In that, I think Harry Kane has really good fixtures. If you have Sterling, you can think about triple captaining Sterling as well. There's going to be another double game week in 26, so you can, if you want, you can do it now. You can do it then as well. Just a little bit unsure about too many games coming thick and fast, and are the City players going to get 90 minutes in both the games? I'm just not sure. With Harry Kane, you're always sure that they're going to get, full 90 minutes. Should I start Antonio instead of Anguissa? Yeah, I would do that. Xiamen, yeah, I would, because Anguissa is not nailed on either. Smelly Wab has spoken, guys. He says time to lock and load. Nosri says Son or Socek, who to bench? Well, you can see my team, bro. I've played Son and I've benched Socek. Bipin says always love coming to your stream. Thank you so much, Bipin. I also really appreciate it, bro. Sterling over Son? Yes, Nazra. Why not? Light Race says any fullback outside of Manchester City for the long run. Fullback, I'd say Matt Target, Luke Shaw. I like the look of both them, and other than that, not so much. I like Matt Target and Luke Shaw in terms of fullbacks. I do like both of them. I would say Kieran Tierney, but he's always injured, kind of. How much do you have in the bank? Hang on, let me see. I got 3.6 million in the bank. 3.6. Wood says, is this a good team? De Gea, Cresswell, Stones, Cancelo, Gundogan, Bruno, Salah, Grealish, Watkins, Cavani, and Bamford. Yeah, that's pretty much. That's a very decent team, my friend. Good going. Start Watkins or Son? I mean, Tom, that's a difficult one to answer. If you have Grealish in your team or you have Martinez, then I'd probably divide the risk a bit and go with Son. If you don't have Grealish or Martinez, then I would say you can think about Watkins as well. I think it feels very wrong to put such an expensive asset on the bench, even against City. I mean, Son does have a good record against City, but it was not the same City that we are seeing now. Should I bench Watkins or Van Bissaka? I would bench Watkins in favor of AWB, my friend. Bamford or Cresswell? Yeah, this is a tough one. I always say that we should play the attacker over the defender. I'd still say Bamford, but the thing is, if you see Sheffield United scoring against West Ham, if you don't, then you can go with Cresswell. This is a bit of a tough one, bro. Honestly, bench boost active goalkeeper. Well, you can go with Areola if you want to. Is a cheap one, in place of Forster. You can go with Areola of Fulham. He's got a double game week, and he also has a fixture in Gameweek 29, just to give you, a perspective about Areola. Or you can go with somebody like the Brighton goalkeeper as well. Other than that, I don't see much point in taking a hit for a keeper. Who should I take, Shaw or Stones in place of Robo? This would cost me -4. I mean, the thing is, if you're selling Robertson, you want to take in Stones or Shaw. I mean, technically Shaw is the better player, the better attacking player in that defense. This -4 just irks me a bit, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'd say just why not keep Robo, then transfer him out next game week. Why do you want to transfer him out now? Salmon says 10 minutes and block. Thank you very much, Wiz. Hope you're doing good this game week. Good luck. Thank you so much. Good luck to you too, bro. Abdullahi says, please, who should I captain? Bro, tell me your options. I'll give you your answer. Mark says, hi, wondering, what do you think this is a good idea for this week? Martinez, Stone, Sofa, Lowton, Salah, Fernandez, Sterling, Gundogan, Eze, Bamford, Watkins. I like that team, my friend. Who do you have on the bench? I like that team, Mark. Basketballer says, should I bench Barnes, Target, or Son? If I was you, I'd possibly think about benching. Would I bench? That's a tough one. I'd play Barnes. I'd bench one of Target or Son, possibly Target. This is the thing is, guys, you ask me this question because if it's hard for me to advocate on this live stream to bench Heung-min Son, who's like a 9.6 million asset, and he's one of the highest scoring players in FPL this season, and I know he's playing against City, but just so hard for me to advocate benching Son, and once he scores, and if he does, the amount of hate mail I get is gonna be out of this world. So but I don't let that govern my decisions and my opinions, which I give you here. But guys, please make your own decisions for the love of God. I can just tell you my opinions, just momentary opinions, which I've formed over with my research and my and the games that I watch. But please do make your own decisions, and you should be, accountable for the decisions you make in your life and in FPL. Joseph says Sterling or Gundogan captain. I mean, Joseph, do you wanna attack the game week or do you wanna defend the game week? You want a sword or a shield? Kaplan says thanks for the advice. Good luck, brother. See you on Twitter. Thank you so much, my friend. On this note, I would like to tell you guys. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at WizFPL. I always post during games, and I tend to think that sometimes they're humorous, sometimes it might be just the information aspect. So if you would like to join our Discord, the link is in the description. If you want to follow me on Twitter, please do. The link is in the description as well. Abdullah says Bruno or Gundogan. Yeah, I think Gundogan. I have Bruno and Gundogan, and I'm going with Gundogan. Lightray says thanks. Was watching the cricket till game start. 5 for 265. Yeah, that's good, my friend. We all sport lovers, right? Doesn't matter. I've been watching the Australian Open. I've been watching the cricket a little bit, and of course, waiting for the football. Fast says team logged. All right, that's pretty good. Justin can go out next game week. James says bench of Shaw, Soucek, Martinez, and Mitchell. Good week to bench boost. I want to attack this game week. Should I save? No, I think that's a pretty good bench, my friend. If you want to attack Mitchell, maybe not that good, but I like that. Do you think Sterling will be rested for one game week? I can't say with any fair amount of certainty, my friend. Nobody knows, Just let me refresh my team so that you can all see my final team for the game week. And no changes, guys. Soucek, my nemesis, is on the bench again. Alright, so, yeah. Antonio or me, says Rohit. The thing about Antonio or me is, me's got a double game week, so I'm tempted to say Ben me, my friend. Is Antonio starting, says Alexander. Well, I've put him in the team. If he's injured, right? Then I don't think he's going to come in at all, and then Soucek comes in for Antonio. If he starts, then all the good, all the best for us. Faz says Captain Gundogan or other options Bruno and Salah. The thing is, Bruno and Salah got a single game week, and Gundogan, he's in the form of his life. He's scoring goals, and they have 2 fixtures. So I am just going with Gundogan. Faz, play Bamford or Madison. If I was you, I'd think about playing Bamford. Aditya says Nadal. Yeah, he knows me. He knows I'm a fan of Nadal. So yeah. I hope he wins. He had this back injury before the tournament, so I'm really rooting for Nadal. He needs to win that second Australian Open. He has all the others won at least twice. Nadal has not won the Australian twice, so I'm rooting for him. Vijay says Nick Pope triple captain. Bro, you make that decision. Is he able to keep a clean sheet in this game week? I think he can. Is he the best triple captain option? He is not. You make that decision, bro. Actually, the thing is, this is against the way I play the game. This is absolutely against my policy to captain a goalkeeper. All it needs is two moments of stupidity by a defender, and you lose the points. And Nick Pope is not going to take penalties. He can save a penalty, but still, it's totally your choice, bro. Buckshot says lock your teams, guys. Last 3 minutes left. Go and lock your teams. The questions time is up. Meliab says I moved Soucek for Gundogan this week. No more Soucek headaches. I was tempted to move him on for Grealish as well, when I realized that if I bring in Grealish, then I'm gonna have to bench one of the forwards. And the thing is, the way my team is set up, it is going to give me another headache. If not Soucek, then another headache. If he's in my team, he causes a headache. If I transfer him out for somebody else, he causes a headache, unless it's an enabler, So hoping for the best. Guys, lock your teams. Last 2 minutes are left. Lock your teams. If you had Sterling or Gundogan, what would your strategy be? I would captain, if I had Sterling or Gundogan. If I had Sterling and Gundogan, or Sterling or Gundogan. Locked and loaded. Let's rock and roll. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, Jushin. And I wish you all the best for the game week. Joseph, quickly answer me. Gundogan and Sterling, or Gundogan or Sterling? I need to know that before I can give you my opinion. Ooh. You guys, it is your teams and Gundogan. So basically, if I had Sterling and Gundogan, I would be tempted to captain Gundogan if I want to keep my rank. You know, if I want to maintain my rank, if I want to like get an explosive differential, I would go for Sterling. Depends on what your rank is. If you have a good rank, Captain Gundogan. If you have a bad rank, you can think about Captain Sterling, you know, to try and push you up the ranks. Son or Soucek? Salam, I have selected Son over Soucek. Joseph says Sterling can be rested. I don't know, my friend. Lock your team now, right now. Nobody knows about resting. I mean, anybody can be rested. Yes, Gundogan has a less chance of getting rested as compared to Sterling, but nobody can be sure about that. Please just lock your team. Just 1 minute to go. It's not the time to make this decision. Just put your captaincy on whichever you feel is the best and lock your team. I don't want you to miss the deadline, guys. Everybody, please lock your teams. Ooh, guys, you're giving me you're gonna give me you know, a heartache one day. Light Race says anybody who sends content providers hate mail, look in the mirror. They give fantastic advice, but the final decisions are always yours. Yeah, well, you know, I know we are here to give you a sane advice and, you know, to put a perspective on things, but come on, guys, we're not fortune tellers. You know, I mean, we make mistakes. You know, if we were not making mistakes, we would be like number 1, number 2, number 25 in the world, right? I mean, all of us have had good ranks at one point or another. You know, you already know, like most of the content creators, they create because they feel that they can help the community in one way or another, and they have had good ranks, and they feel that they can share that experiences with others and help them. Doesn't mean that we get top 500, top 100 every season, you know. Just, I mean, all we can do is watch the games, read the stats, give you a perspective, and give you a sane advice. It works or not, it totally depends. I mean, you know, who knew that John Stones was going to score 27 points in the last double game week? So it's just, sometimes you just have to accept that the luck factor plays a lot of, you know, a lot in this game. Grealish or Watkins, says Lucas. Lucas, the deadline is over, bro, but if I was you, I'd play Grealish and bench Watkins. Joseph says locked. Joseph, if you were giving me stress like it was my own team, I was... But I'm rooting for you, bro. Whoever you captain, I'm rooting for you. Ajay says team locked. Best of luck, my bro. I hope I will get a green arrow and hope all will have green arrows this week. Yeah, I hope the best for you, Ajay. Your rank is good. Keep pushing, bro, and finish as high as you possibly can and make this a season to remember. FPL hit 8 million followers this week, says Lightrace. Yep, FPL is growing day by day, guys. And, you know, we've got 8 million. Next time it could be 9, it could be 10. So FPL is not going anywhere. It's just gonna grow all the time. And, you know, we are here to help anybody who wants that help. And be a part of the community in general, guys. You know, it is more like a... It's more like a fun time for me now, you know, coming here, talking to you guys about my thoughts, my team, you know, helping you with your questions. I just enjoy it so much. So it is more like a community, more like a sense of being an FPL, you know, FPL community, the wizard community. I benched Son for Saka. Ajay, I think that's a good option, to be honest with you. It's hard for me to say it because, you know, Son is much more expensive, but Leeds are not the team that attack that, like, they won't concede too many goals. Leeds are very vulnerable and Saka is in good form. He can score. So if you bench Son for Saka, I think that can help you. I agree with that decision, but you know, it's always hard to advocate benching Son, but now the deadline is over. I think that's a good move, you know. I can say that. SH says goodbye everyone. Goodbye SH. I have you yeah, I hope you have a good game week. Lucas says that's what I did. Thanks. Good Lucas. You see, sometimes the decisions that you make with your instinct are correct. You know, that is what I do here as well. The only thing what I do is I actually plan for my answers before I come to the stream, because I know what type of questions people are going to be answering me based on the game week, so I plan my answers before that. Ajay says goodbye, bro. Goodbye, Ajay. I hope you have a great game week, bro. So guys, I think we've addressed the doubts, we've locked our teams, and it's my second stream in a matter of about 14 hours, guys. I streamed yesterday night and I talked a lot about you know, the double game week, single game week strategies. Honestly, I feel if you have time, if you want to know about, you know, my opinions about the chip strategies, I feel that can help you. So I can share my I can share the link of that video here. If you have time, you just go and see it. Here is the link of that video. Light Race has given an update about how do you think Arsenal are going, happy with the new signing, etc. Well, I have to yet to see how Odegaard is. Partey was a good signing, but he's been so injured. Same with Tierney, he's been injured on and off. Same with Gabriel Martinelli. So I feel when Arsenal is back fit, and I think they can do well. Will they finish in the top 6? I find it a little bit hard this season. I think this is the season we're gonna not be in Europe. It could be, because West Ham, Leicester, pretty much very good teams, pushing really hard. So Angad says, what changes did you make? I took out DCL for Watkins, Angad. So that's the only change that I made. I still have one free transfer for the next week. Alrighty guys, I think it's time for me to go and have a nice cup of tea before the game start and chill a bit. So with this guys, I'm gonna leave you on this note and with a beautiful piece of music. You all take care of yourselves and thank you for being here. I wish you have a great game week. May the arrows be green. FPL Visit signing out with a beautiful song for you. Take care everybody. Bye bye.